Ladies and gentlemen, we have damage control at its finest right here. This is on StarWars.com, everybody. The Acolyte trailer breaks Lucasfilm records. The Force is strong with the trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus series. It's funny that they don't mention that the trailer has been downvoted almost a quarter million times. Almost a quarter million times. They're only focused on how many times it's being viewed. They're not focusing on the actual reaction to the garbage that they're putting out. Let's break this entire thing down. So, the Acolyte trailer dropped yesterday, just hours after George Lucas made a public statement where he is supporting Disney and says that creating is not for amateurs. So ironic that 4 hours later, this trailer drops because it was very amateurish. Now, look at the media article here at Star Wars News Net. The Acolyte trailer scores 51 million views, Lucasfilm record on Disney Plus. And Lucasfilm is taking a victory lap after releasing the first teaser trailer for Leslie Headland's The Acolyte on Tuesday. All right, so if you want to lose all credibility, this is the kind of thing that you type because they should not be taking a victory lap. If you go to the trailer, and you guys already know this, they are right at a quarter million downvotes, quarter million and one. So, guys, I'm telling you, this is just an absolute mess. Leslie Headland, her show, The Acolyte, representation, a Star Wars story. This is it. This is how you destroy a franchise. And, people love car wrecks. People love watching train wrecks. They're watching one right now. Now, heading over to Twitter, there's been all kinds of thoughts, backlash, people talking, a lot of good points out there. How does one destroy Star Wars? Star Wars. It takes effort to do that. At this point, I saw it a long time ago. I think it's safe to say that Star Wars has been ruined on purpose. Hashtag Star Wars, hashtag the Acolyte. Well, I love the premise there. I love the thoughts. I disagree. I don't believe they destroyed it on purpose. I believe they thought they were doing a good job. Just listen to Leslie Headland right here, folks. Just listen right here. Showrunner, the Acolyte.
Something like this that is, for lack of a better term, Disney, meaning it's something that like my parents would have allowed me to see when I was younger as a queer person.
Gotcha.
But I would have been able to understand as a queer person. And I think I would have had a completely different life. And so I really was inspired by it and was like, God, I would love to make a story like this. And so when I was developing this original idea to pitch to Kathleen, I thought, well, it can't just be that, when you're pitching Star Wars, you have to pull from what, George was also interested in. Like,
All right, so I just think we could stop right there. So she just told us right there what was most important, and that is her own life experience as a member of the LGBTQ plus group. That's what's most important. And pulling from George's vision, story, canon, whatever, making it actual Star Wars, that's secondary. That's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the Star Wars Academy post, I think the problem right now is it seems no matter what Disney does, they will be met with backlash. Well, that's a problem for Disney. And that's a situation that Disney has created by letting Kathleen Kennedy run roughshod over this IP. I personally liked the Acolyte trailer, and it was a nice tease for what is to come, but people are just not happy and will never be happy. Well, Star Wars Academy, respectfully, you're wrong. People have been very happy. We will say it till we're blue in the face. Go back and watch how many people were really complaining when The Mandalorian Season 2 ended. How many people were complaining when Rogue One came out? But it's since those moments where things have just been on a straight decline, and this is killing it right here. This is just absolutely killing it. Now look at this comment from Mia. It looks dry and boring. The visuals are very bland. After seeing how much more mature Dune Part 2 is and character driven, I can proudly say that Disney Star Wars does not feel like Lucas's Star Wars. The Acolyte is only one glaring reason why I don't get excited for Star Wars. Completely agree to that. And if you compare Disney's Star Wars to Dune, what Denis Villeneuve has done to Dune, there is no comparison. It is 1,000 to 1. Like Dune is so much better and more satisfactory than anything Disney Star Wars has done. Another quote here: I'm not even surprised the Acolyte had already so much hate from the most toxic part of the fandom. The High Republic always been a refuge for Star Wars fans who are either POC or LGBTQ plus. Remember, that was one of the main goals for the authors to create more inclusive story, so F them. It's just awful. That's just a terrible take. Now, he's right. That is exactly why the High Republic was created, and that's also exactly why Star Wars is failing. One of the cornerstones of the reason that they're failing, because it's agenda driven and not story driven. So, Axel, my man, you just enjoy as Star Wars continues to go away, because the Star Wars that you love, there's not enough people that love that, and that is reflected in the voting there, where over 50%, almost 75% of the people have downvoted it because it is just awful. Now, here's some other thoughts and comments here that I just thought was hilarious. This is actually on the teaser trailer itself from The Acolyte. Representation is the only thing that matters. A Star Wars story. That's hilarious. Close your eyes. What will you see? Which is in the trailer, by the way. Anything but this show. Close your eyes. What do you see? I see and hear nothing, Mr. Weinstein. That's hilarious. Close your eyes. What do you see? Nelson Peltz sitting in what used to be Bob Iger's office. We could only hope. Um, I got chills when she said, "It's acolyting time." And she acolyted like never before. That is just hilarious, guys. I love it. It has definitely been ratioed out, out the wazoo. It's just been hammered. And friend of our channel, uh, Hollywood expert, director, editor, writer, he does it all, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett. He says, "This really bums me out." Actually, it's right here. The Acolyte trailer had no sense of time, scale, scope, intrigue, or anything which differentiated itself from a generic Star Wars tale. There's Jedi being hunted. I've seen that. Give us a taste of who, what, or why this show is going to show us something new and different. Here's a pro tip. When making a trailer for anything Star Wars, forget it's a Star Wars story. Give us a time, a place, the characters, the setup, the conflict, and the questions the audience needs answered. The reason to tune in, beyond the obvious Jedi versus Sith. There's not one great new design in The Acolyte, not one location, character, or situation which makes you go, whoa. And then I posted this on Twitter. Creating magic is not for amateurs. George Lucas, March 19, 2024. And that was in response to Robert Meyer Burnett's criticism, because I just think that's so ironic that George Lucas posted that yesterday, just hours before they released the Acolyte trailer. Because Leslye Headland and the team that's making the Acolyte, it definitely comes across to me like amateurish. It's amateur hour at Lucasfilm. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here. We are You Are Echo Based Network. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you guys on the next one.